Alright guys, so we have this White Day banner that has come out in preparation for the White Day event over on the JP version of the game. We know that we're going to be getting some Chaldea Boys style event, and I kind of wanted to talk about, well, the banner that's come out and kind of what we might be able to expect for the new Chaldea Boys event, because, you know, we kind of have this little back and forth of getting a new servant, but also sometimes just getting an old servant with the new costume, so I just kind of wanted to break that down over here and also talk about some of the stuff that is going to be returning, because it doesn't look like it's updated over here, but in game we actually do have some news that can actually tell us some stuff that we can expect for like this whole thing that is coming back. But before we begin, if you have not already, make sure you leave a like on the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel for that sweet daily FGO content. Your boy is always trying to keep you informed on both versions of the game, and if you want to see me play FGO live, I do that every weekday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you peep that Twitch link down in the description down below. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, let's talk about the servants that are coming out with this kind of preparation for Chaldea Boys or White Day event. So first and foremost, we got our Yugioh Altar coming out. It looks like he's the one that's going to be coming out first, and he is actually going to be someone that some masters on JP might want to go ahead and pick up. I'm planning on doing the Buster Farmer video, especially because we know that Lost Belt 6 stuff on NA is right around the corner, and spoiler alert, our Yugioh Altar is really good for the Buster meta. Doesn't quite have that 50% battery, but you could still make it work because he has a 30%, and his damage is absolutely unreal, and it's borderline free. I say borderline because the only thing you have to really do is get the like Buster down or like a debuff really to proc his first skill, but as long as they're able to do that, he is one of the stronger Buster farmers because, you know, he doesn't need a special damage mod or some weird condition or only does really good damage for one node. He does really strong damage for all three nodes, and again, borderline free. So this actually might be a guy that some masters on JP want to pick up, especially if you're a newer player as well, because as people that have started the game a lot later, right, people that started the game when like the Lost Belts were out, if you just pick up a friend or Yugioh Altar, you can kind of just get carried through the entire game. Obviously you can do with stuff like Coup Altar and stuff as well, but you do know, I mean, I was one of those guys on JP that like when I first started playing, I was like, oh, what is this white-haired Arjuna over here? Oh, I see, he crushes everything. Oh, very nice, very strong servant, I see. So just really good for pretty much all facets of the game. Do you want to obliterate a boss? Do you want to Buster farm? You got all that good stuff because he's going to be on raid up for quite a few days here, actually. It does look like this will run through the entire month of March, which I don't understand why this banner over here didn't do that. Like, this didn't run for, like, the majority of the event alongside it because they only had, like, 2-day raid ups and then just kind of left. They only came through once. It's very weird why they're letting these guys stay for so long. No idea. But then you have Amakusa coming out. I actually just did a video on Amakusa with all of his buffs on my channel about a couple of days ago. So if you want my full thoughts on this guy, he's really good. I think he's missing out on like a special damage mod or something. So that could be really nice if they give that to him in the future, but still a very strong servant. Odysseus will then be coming out next. And, you know, just a strong like kind of arts farming servant. Like you can use him for that. Obviously, though, everybody can kind of arts farm with Artoria, right? Astoria is so dummy broken that as long as your servant basically has a pulse, she'll probably be able to get them to farm in some capacity. But Odysseus is also pretty decent in some challenge quests with stuff like that taunt and everything, being able to kind of protect himself. Pretty decent servant. So he's also going to be going up on raid up, but by this time, we should probably see what the Chaldea Boy servant is going to be, whether it's going to be a limited servant coming back, or if we're going to get a brand new servant. Don't really think we'll be getting a brand new one because we just got Pope Joan, but I don't know, maybe they saw that everybody was really disappointed in Joan and they're gonna like ship out some other servant really quickly and just get him out there. But definitely gonna be really solid. I think Moriarty is very under like valued as a servant. Just the fact that he could pretty much double buff everybody now that he's able to turn everybody in the party evil, give them a huge like 40% attack buff, has a giant battery, and can just do some really good damage, has built-in like pierce invincibility. Just a very strong DPS servant. But I can understand FGO is the game of waifus, and maybe you don't want this old bartender in your Chaldea. But I will just say, after I read Shinjuku, I was completely sold on this guy. Maybe if the White Day servant is not like super broken, I might try my luck at trying to get Moriarty because I think Moriarty is pretty sick. Arthur, I don't really think anybody's going to be going for unless they throw a buff this guy's way. You know, fingers crossed that during this event, like once it actually starts in full swing, they buff this guy, because please, you cannot just let my man Arthur just sit here and die. Please do not do that to him. Then we have Dante's. we all know Dante's stupid dummy broken, very, very strong, quick looping servant, does really good damage. I just talked about him in my quick looping video. I was like, yeah, you saved the big attack buff for wave 3, so, oh no, waves 1 and 2 don't look super strong, but those waves are generally not all that strong anyway, and then you get huge mega damage on wave 3 where it actually matters, and this guy is just an absolute killer for that. Plus, on JP, not only does he have the stupid dummy broken 50% NP gain skill, but they also gave him a battery because they were like, you know what, Dante's, maybe it's just not easy enough for you to farm, take a battery. So I guess they gave him that as well. And then Waver, I mean, I just did a YouTube short talking about Waver, I believe, yesterday. Still really good. 50% to like any one person, 20% to the rest of the party. Generic good buffs that can be slapped in any party. Do you think that's good? I think it's pretty good. All the CEs are also going to be returning here as well. So if there's any like particular Chaldea boy CE that you're like, oh man, I gotta have this thing, that should be coming out. Now, something again that I wanted to kind of bring up is that it looks like we will be getting, and let me pull up my my FGO over here. Let me make it a little bit bigger. You can see that looks like we're going to be getting the glasses stuff back, which I think is really cool. This was a really neat idea. It was kind of like Grail Live, and where we got a lot of different costumes for a lot of different servants, but unlike Grail Live, where it was kind of like a complete overhaul, this was just a little subtle thing that they threw out there for everybody. I mean, I did like that Arjuna Alter got a brand new costume, and some of them are just really nice. Like Mordred's, I didn't know that I needed Mordred with glasses in my life, but thank you, FGO, for letting me know that. The Medusa one, very subtle. I'll definitely take it. And then like Karna's, I don't know why he has like American like army recruiter man shades, but I absolutely love it. But some of them I feel kind of fall by the wayside. Like Gawain's I kind of barely feel. The Ku Alter one I kind of feel is actually a little goofy, but I kind of like it because it's a little goofy. Paracelsus, I think it just fits. He's a science man, so of course he has to have some glasses, but it's just a nice little thing that they're adding over here. There's also, I believe, a login bonus thing over here. Yeah, you can see that you know, you can get some silver apples, you can get 3 Saint Quartz, just a little nice bit of stuff that you're going to be able to get over here. And they're bringing this command code back is what it looks like. They're going to be adding this to the shop. Again, I can't read Japanese, but I've seen enough of these news intros to kind of know generally what's going on here. Like, I'm like, all right, I see 7 things in a row. That's probably login. I see this probably going into the Da Vinci shop, and then I see this, and I'm like, okay, so they're going to bring back all the glasses stuff, which I'm assuming they're going to bring them back to the what's it called, the Miss Crane shop, and hopefully they're there for normal prisms. I can't imagine they charge people rare prisms for like the glasses, because one rare prism, like that's gonna be 13 in total for all of these. Surely they just make it like 100 mana prisms for each glasses. Surely they do that. Maybe the Arjuna Alter one could be like a rare mana prism in the shop, because that's an actual like costume. But yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below on what you guys think of this little White Day thing that's going to be coming back. And as far as speculation is concerned, so White Day, we've only gotten like really 2 new servants, right? Unless, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't remember if Dante's actually released on White Day or not. Somebody in the comments can correct me. But then at that point, we're 3 for 3, right? Because I believe Waver came out with basically the launch of the game. He's like one of the first banners after Gilgamesh or something. But these 2 are like new servants that came out for White Day. These 3 just got costumes. Like Moriarty got the bartender costume. Amakusa got the Phantom Thief thing that we have right now. And then next year on NA, you're going to get the Student Council President Arjuna Alter, right? That's like the 3 guys that come back. They're limited. They're all limited servants that come back, get a costume, or it's like a new servant releases, right? They drop a new person. I think, I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Dante's did come out for White Day, because this is like year 2 Chaldea boys. It was like year 3, and then we had like, I think we're on Amakusa, or then we had this. Yeah, there we go. I'm starting to remember. Look, when you play JP and NA, stuff starts to get a little bit jumbled, but like, yeah, it's really interesting. I think we're due for like a new servant on White Day, but just because of like Pope Joan coming out, like she just came out. I don't know if they're going to try to throw out another new servant, but Lord knows we need another like good banger servant. Like if it's not going to be a gacha servant, give us a free to play or something, right? Because this, I mean, I've never really seen the community more disappointed in a servant, right? As opposed to like when she came out. I know a lot of people were wanting her to be like this dummy broken super good support, and it's not like she's bad or anything. Like she's definitely good. You could tell that she's a modern servant, but it's not what people were wanting, right? It felt really safe, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, people can let me know in the comments if that's how they also feel about her. Like it was just a very safe servant to make. Like they didn't really go for something, as opposed to like, you know, think of like when Melusine came out or when Bazette came out. Like there are these bold and new mechanics of like swapping NPs or doing counter damage instead of doing NP damage. That's actually really cool, and we're not really getting that, right? So I don't know. I'm trying to still give Lysenko like the benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, they took a lot of time on releasing like Lost Belt 7. There was some delays, and then they're putting out these surveys and everything because they want to know what we want to see. And I'm hoping that we're going to see some improvements, and maybe this White Day event will kind of be one of those telling points of how it's going to be moving forward. Then again, we also have the arcade collaboration as well, so we kind of know that maybe they're putting all their eggs into that basket. You know, fingers crossed that we might get Tiamat. But with all that being said, I don't want to speculate too much. I don't want to deviate too far away from White Day. I feel like we're just going to get a limited servant with a new costume. Please, 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 if you're going to bring back a limited servant, bring back Gil, give him a costume, and I will love you forever, Lysenko. I don't care what costume it is, right? There's like the Fate extra scene where Gilgamesh just has like the golden orb over his crotch. I'll take that as a costume. I don't know if they can legally do that in their game. I don't know if that's allowed, but I'll take anything for my boy Gilgamesh. He's a bachelor, right? You could definitely have Gilgamesh be the White Day guy. I don't know, but it's either going to be that or we'll get somebody new. And if we're going to get somebody new, Lord knows who it's going to be, because there is like no correlation between any of these servants. It's like Greek hero, English king, Danganronpa character. So it's like, I don't know, man. Hopefully we'll see what's going to be cooking in the next couple of days, because the Valentine's event over here, you can see, or is it still up? No, I took it down. As you can see, it's going to be going down in about 2 days, because it says a day, but we know that like tomorrow it'll be like 24 hours, so it's really 2 days. So we'll see what's going to happen over on JP. I'm kind of waiting with bated breath and hoping for something really cool. But with all that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video, and peace.